I'm Ernie Humphrey, the CEO and founder of 360 Thought Leadership Consulting. I'd like to welcome you to my course, Leveraging LinkedIn to Fuel Career Success. The overarching objective of my Treasury certification program is to empower you to own your career success. No tool has been more valuable to me in taking ownership of my career than LinkedIn. So this is one of my favorite courses in the certification program. Before I delve into the course content, I'd like to kick things off with a few learning objectives as they offer my value proposition to you for investing your valuable time to experience this course. What you'll notice here, compared to other courses, fewer learning objectives, less agenda. However, this is probably the most powerful course that we have for you in order to leverage and in owning your career success. So we're going to teach you how to discover the value of LinkedIn in developing an effective personal online brand and how to understand how to leverage LinkedIn to develop the professional network you need to achieve your career goals. What's our agenda? Pretty easy. Leveraging LinkedIn to drive your professional development in Treasury. How are we doing that? Defining your online value proposition, managing your online value proposition, building and managing a valuable professional network. And we're going to get hands-on here. We're going to take some live looks at LinkedIn, so bear with me as we toggle between our PowerPoint and the internet. So, your online brand, it is LinkedIn. Whether you like it or not, in today's world, employees are judging you based on your LinkedIn profile, what you do on LinkedIn. Potential employers are judging you on your LinkedIn profile, how you represent yourself, your online brand. Your professional peers look you up on LinkedIn. If you are at a professional conference and you meet someone, you give them your card, guess what they're going to do? They're going to look you up on LinkedIn. So don't be afraid. LinkedIn, you can do it. It takes some work, but we'll get you there. So how do we help you build that strong LinkedIn profile, which is really the pillar of your professional value proposition on LinkedIn? You need to build a complete and compelling profile. You need to fill out all the sections. Here's a great piece of advice that I actually learned the hard way. Go out and look at other people's profiles, borrow from them, see what you like, see what you don't like. This course is great for LinkedIn. There's a bunch of free courses on LinkedIn. Guess what? There's free courses just around how you build a complete and compelling profile. Take a look, invest in those as well. Your profile needs to convey thought leadership. You need to communicate how you do it as well as what you've done, especially in Treasury. Technical skills are important, but soft skills are just as important in today's world. So you need to communicate how you do it. What's your style? If you have some really outstanding recommendations, let's get those highlighted on your profile. And you want to highlight your soft skills and your analytical skills. Specific analytical skills are really valuable in today's Treasury department. So we talked about those in a specific course that we have, defining the Treasury skills you need for success. How do we get those? In terms of what's on your profile, recommendations matter. We'll show you skills endorsements. Skills endorsements was just a way for LinkedIn to get people to interact on each other's profiles. I've gotten skills endorsements from people I do not know, from anyone on the street telling me I have great leadership skills. Excuse me, how do you know? I've never met you. A lot of times people endorse you because they want endorsements back. Guess what? People have gotten mad at me for not giving them endorsements. Well, if I don't know you, I'm not going to give you an endorsement. And I turn down endorsements all the time. If I don't know you, if I haven't worked with you, then I don't know how you can assess how good I am at certain skills. And to me, it doesn't matter. I just don't like this area. So what's your profile going to help you do? It's going to help you build out the connections that you need organically. Your profile also needs to highlight your commitment to your professional development. We'll talk about how to do that, writing articles, the other groups that you're in, your involvement in professional associations like the AFP. In order to leverage that brand, you're going to want to join Treasury-related LinkedIn groups. We're going to want to get those on our profile. And then you want to highlight your involvement with AFP on a national and regional basis. So let's go ahead and take that live look. So let me go ahead and transition over here to getting us the live look. And what we'll do as we'll go ahead and start out by looking at my LinkedIn profile. So highlighting the areas. So first, you need the picture. I wish I looked like this every day. My wife does too. So you have to get yourself a quality picture. I suggest you consider getting a professional headshot taken. It's something you can do cheaply in today's world, and you can use it for quite some time. Got to have a smile on your face. Got to look good. Got to maybe get that spray tan going on, get that haircut. Believe me, it makes a difference. Okay, if you have a certification, let's get it next to your name. CTP. That earns me professional respect out of the gate. Let's get a little bit interesting with our title here. I play around with my title all the time. You might want to put treasurer or something in there. It helps you in your search engines. For me, that's not what I'm about. That's not what my businesses are about. So my businesses are about being a treasury thought leader, being a webinar guru, being an engaging speaker, delivering content that inspires action. That's my professional value proposition. Thought leader, webinar guru, great speaker, content that inspires actions. That's my professional value proposition. This is my company. One of my companies, Treasury Careers. Where did I go to school? Purdue. Go Boilers. Craner School of Management. This is where I'm from. This is an indicator that I have a commitment to my professional development. I've got 500 plus LinkedIn connections. Don't worry. If you don't have 500, we'll get you there. You don't want to have a gazillion either, but that's a positive indicator. Here's my summary. Mine's probably a little bit longer than yours needs to be, but I'm a consultant business as well as the other businesses, so I need people to pay attention. Here's pretty compelling. Probably the best recommendation I have. People read this, they pay attention to my profile. For one, it would simply not be the leading company it is today without the many, many critical contributions made along the way by me, co-founder. So, what are you looking for? What matters? People that you've worked for, people that you've worked with, suppliers that you've worked with, people that have worked for you, shows you're a leader. Let's scroll down. What else we got here? Media. This shows my effectiveness in electronic communications. So it's good to have presentations there in written form. You can also put some links on there to, I have webinar recordings, I have publications. Here's my all-star profile. Believe it or not, that matters. That comes up when people search. This shows I'm active. People are looking for me. 1,300 people have viewed my profile recently. I have posts out there. Here's my articles. So you can see I have 88 articles. So we'll talk about this. Contributing content that conveys my value proposition. Here's my activity here, over here. Here's my experience. Again, it's about not only what you do, how you do it. You need to have this complete. Here's some media. Let's put some media here. That's a value proposition for my company. So get that experience there. Get your education there. And then you have to put these in positions and in a sense like a resume, but much better. You can move these sections up and down. If I don't have a strong education, I don't want that. I'll move that down. If you have volunteer experience, do that. Here's my endorsements, which the endorsements that matter are these. Okay, I've got endorsements. So B, she's well known in the treasury space. That's valuable. Gabe is a very successful business owner. That's valuable. So those things matter. Here's my recommendation. Received 35. That's impressive. That makes a big mark. So again, for each job that I have on my profile, here's what I look for. My boss, someone that worked with me, someone that looked for me, and someone that I work with as a vendor. Huge, huge, huge. You'll get organic job offers if you get this filled out correctly. Accomplishments, some publications of mine shows my skills, right? Shows my written skills, my written skills, which are hard in finance. Projects, just some projects I'm working on, specific projects. Let's say you had implemented a P-card program. Here's your big treasury wins here. Certifications, CTP, love certifications. Here's my interest, shows how I'm well-rounded. It shows how my interest and LinkedIn shows what groups I'm in, shows that I have that commitment to my profession. So, talked about the power of that profile again. You're not going to get this done overnight, but you need to invest in that profile. One more time, compelling photo, title, what do you do, how you do it, Let's get some compelling statement. Let's get my value proposition here. Let's get my website here. Let's get some media here. Let's be active on LinkedIn. Let's get that experience, what we do, how we do it, and let's make sure that we work on those recommendations. So now we're going to go ahead and transition back to our PowerPoint. And what we're going to go over next is we're going to go ahead and talk about that network on LinkedIn. So we have to build it. How do we build it? We have to recognize the sources that we have. Yes, write these down. We went through this in an earlier course. You want to write down all the sources that you have internally, externally, your colleagues, your suppliers, your customers, church, your people you know from parents associations, your kids' sports. Write them down. So in building your network, you're trying to build out, there's going to be in 4 categories here. People you know well. It'll be an easier message out to them. So what am I going to do? I know this guy. It's going to be easy. I don't have to have a really crafted message. You're going to invite them to be connect. They're going to be boom, no brainer. People you know but not well. Okay, we're going to have a little bit different message for them when we reach out for that LinkedIn connections. People you want to know. Okay, that's a little bit more of a lift. People you need to know. You want to make sure. People you need to know. Hopefully you know them well. If you know them well, it's easier. People you need to know. You want to make sure you're ready to make that connection. So you need to be a valuable connection. So before I make a LinkedIn request, I make sure that if they say yes, I'm going to immediately be able to reach back out to them and say, thank you for connecting with me on LinkedIn. I always try and be valuable to my connection. Here's something that I thought may be valuable to you. So for me, maybe I've written a white paper on something. I'm going to connect with a fellow treasury manager. I might say, thank you for connecting. I always try and offer value. Here's a white paper that I've written. Let me know how I can be of assistance to you. So let them know that them being in your network is important to you and why. And then try and offer them value. And what's going to happen, they're going to reciprocate. And when you need something, you need to reach out. You need to collaborate on a project. Maybe you want to work at their company someday. Guess what? You already have that credibility with them. Your network. Sorry, folks, it's not easy. Make a list. Manage the list. Start with those people you know well. Knock those out. Get that network build up. Get your feet wet. Beta test. Make your mistakes with those people. They're not going to care as much as people that you really don't know and you know that you need to know. So how do you build that network on LinkedIn? Look at your Outlook contacts. LinkedIn has several tools. You can import those. Find business card contacts. You have that drawer full of business contacts. Guess what, folks? Every single one of those should be a LinkedIn connection. When you go to that conference and you get those business cards, when you're taking a break between the sessions and going out to eat or whatever, make those LinkedIn requests. So what I do, as soon as I collect cards, I go back to my hotel. Sometimes I do it on the spot. I just get their card. I'll be standing there with them, get out my phone, get up LinkedIn and say, hey, is this she? Okay, I just sent you a LinkedIn connection. Boom. Let's get those things done. And also when you go to conferences, conference speakers are great connections to have. You go to that AFP conference, you went to a session on AP automation, you like the speakers, go in there, connect with the speaker. Go to a session, give them something specific about a session. Hey, I like when you talked about how to reduce processing costs. Boom, send him that. He will connect with you. And now all these conferences have all these conference applications with all the speakers, all the attendees. Download the attendee list. Make connections with all the practitioners on that list. Take the time. It's an investment. You have some time on the weekend. Let's spend an hour every week building out our LinkedIn network. It seems like a lot of work, but it just becomes part of your routine. It helps you leverage your time. And believe me, it'll pay dividends. It's actually can be fun for you. You can also on LinkedIn, okay, how do you build it? Okay, how do I find people I need to know? Search by treasury, search by function, search by industries. We'll show you how to leverage a tool on LinkedIn called Sales Navigator. Before they change the sales interface on LinkedIn, you could be very effective in building your network without Sales Navigator. I'm sorry to tell you, if you really want to leverage LinkedIn, you need to invest in Sales Navigator. You should be able to get your employee to invest in Sales Navigator. If not, pay for it on your own. Believe me, it can be a career changer for you if you leverage it right. It can give you career agility. That's the whole main purpose of my course, owning your career, being a successful treasury career professional, and having career agility. You can sleep better at night, folks, when you start getting those organic job offers. So unleashing the power of LinkedIn. They've also tried to mitigate this from the new interface, but it's still there. LinkedIn groups, folks. Those of you who are treasury, course, finance leaders, but you need to connect with CFOs as well. CFO Network has 300, I think the actual number now is, I can't keep up, 370,000. Treasury Management Network, 66,000. AFP, great if you're an AFP member, should look at AFP, 16,000. You're a CTP, 4,500. Treasury Management Careers, 3,300. There's also another group, Treasury/Finance Careers, 30,000. So let's get into those groups. You can connect with those folks. You can search by them. You can identify them, connect with them. So the folks that own the majority of the treasury groups on LinkedIn, and I know someone that works there. Guess how many people are in all their treasury groups combined? Ready? Strap yourself in your seat. 700,000. So just from treasury groups on LinkedIn, you can search those. You'll be able to connect with the folks that you need in order to help you manage your career success. So we're going to go ahead and move ourselves over to another live look. So let's go ahead and be a little patient here with me. And so let's go ahead. So I've gone ahead and logged us into Sales Navigator. So really what we're trying to do is we're trying to identify folks that might be people that we want to know. It might help us find who we already know. So in Sales Navigator, there's a search function here. So there's a lot of good things we can search by. So let's go ahead and view all the filters. And this is really the power of Sales Navigator. Here you can put in a keyword. So we can put in treasury. So let's go ahead and take a look there. We can go by relationship. So first degree connection is someone that you're directly connected to. They've invited you. You've invited them. Second degree connection is someone who, as you would think, you're not connected, but someone you know is connected. Group members are people who are actually in the groups that you're in. So let's just do second connections. So because there's a lot of people that I'm connected to. So, and then you can also do this by title, right? So I want to connect with Treasury Manager. Okay, I can do that. So this is how specific that I can get. I can look at seniority level. Okay, I want managers only. I don't want directors. Okay, I want only people in function. I don't want all the marketing people. So I can do finance. If I want to find people from my school, let's see if hopefully there's some Boilermakers out there for me. So let's go ahead and look at Purdue. Hopefully there's some Boilermakers. All right, we still got 60, so let's take that off. Boo, Purdue. Come on, Purdue. We can do better than that. Let's say I went to Harvard or Purdue. So let's do that. Well, let's at least get 174. So let's take those off. So you can do school, but I like groups. So groups. This is taking me a little while. So I talked about treasury. Let's look at Treasury Management Group. Okay. So let's look at this. So look, I got 5,000 people in here. I can go by title. Okay, let's just see. Maybe Treasury Manager. Let's get that back in there. Somehow I lost that one. So let's go ahead and get that Treasury Manager in there. All right. So let's do that. Now let's search. Boom, here we go. Look at that. 2,000 results. Here's some good information. Change jobs. 207 have posted. Those are people you can just say, hey, let's do that. I liked your post. Connect with me on LinkedIn. So what does that tell? What can we do? Lisa, okay, Lisa, we've got 22 connections in common. She's a senior manager. I might want to be connected with her. How do I do that? I can connect with her. So what does that mean? I put a connection out to her, and then she can accept or not accept, or I can send an email. An email is for folks you don't have a first or second degree connection with. You'd like to connect with them, you can send them that connection request. So the power here, just look at the power of the search that you have. And what really unlocks the power that you have those direct connections to is people that are in your groups, as I said. So the Sales Navigator really allows us to really do some targeting and people that we want to connect with. Again, just take a quick look back at the search, all the things that we can filter by. I mean, function, years in position. You can look by company. So say you want to work at I want to work at IBM. I can do that. Years of experience. You can look for someone by their first name, last name. You can tag, function, company, geography, industry, title. Sorry, this excites me. This is game changer, folks. Company title. So this is what really gives you that access there. So let's go ahead and let's toggle over to LinkedIn so we can show you how we find those groups. Let's go ahead and take a look at, so here's under work in your profile. Sorry, I get excited. I go too fast on LinkedIn. So here's your profile, work. Look, my career thing looks good. Let's go to groups. So let's see what groups I'm in, just so I can show you what this looks like. So this is my groups. Here's where I go. I want to see what's going on in my groups. So here's one I manage. Okay, boy, these groups are active. Look at that, marketing, communication, finance pros, CFO. That's really active. So let's go ahead and take a look here in AFP. Let's scroll down here. There we go. So let's take a look in AFP so we can see what we can do here. So look at that, beautiful. First, this is what you like to, this is where you know that you're making an impact here and you're on the value proposition. This is AFP. This is like what I'd say the premier group for Treasury. I got the lead thing here. I like to see that. So how can I connect my members? Ooh, here's my members. Here's what you do. I'm a member. Look here. Let's click on that. What can I do? Members. Ooh, I can find a member. I can search by a member. Let's say I want to connect with the person that administers the group. Ooh, who is this? Okay, AFP, perfect. All these AFP folks. Maybe I want to connect with them, right? The members. So here's where I can search by members. So I can search by members. I used to be able to do a lot of filtering and search by members, and I can't do that. But I can find a member there. So I might have someone's business card. Hey, let me see if they're in the AFP group, and I can use that when I message out to them. But I can message directly from here. So Larissa's actually a business colleague of mine. So I can go right out here, boom, write a message. So here's your message area on LinkedIn. So you can write the message. You can actually do attachments in LinkedIn, which is great. So I've got all these things. So I recently started a company, so there's a lot of good things. So here I get a notification when I hear it. So I wanted to show you my outreach. So this is an outreach to someone who's a senior treasury leader who I want to connect with. So I found this gentleman, CTP. Here's my outreach. I'm a longtime treasury professional. We share connections in a few LinkedIn groups in common. I love connecting with treasury leaders to help me stay on top of my game. I'd be honored to have you in my professional network. Look at that. Simple. Beautiful. It works. Read this. Would you connect with me? Probably. You should. Because look, what does this show? It shows I've made an effort. I've personalized this. I've sent you a note. I share what we have in common. I tell you I love connecting with treasury leaders and why I'm doing it. And then I give you a little ego boost there. I would be honored to have you in my professional network. All right, I'm going to toot my own horn. I'd be honored. Who am I? Look at this guy. Holy cow. This guy's got 6,000 connections. This guy is look at he's a treasury thought leader. He's a guru. He's got 500 connections. I want to get connected with that guy. So again, just trying to show you the power that you can unleash on LinkedIn. So we're going to go ahead and go back to our PowerPoint. So we talked about how we build those. So again, make that list. Look, search by treasury, search by groups, get in those groups, connect, come up with that message. Happy to help all of you come up with specific messages for outreach. So how do you manage your LinkedIn connections? You got to warm them up, right? It's much more than just, hey, so for me, I've got 6,000 LinkedIn connections. I'm not sitting around here doing a touchdown dance for every day. I have to manage those. I have to engage my connections. I have to show them that I care. I have to offer them value, or those connections don't matter. They go cold. So how do I do that? I share relevant content. I share what I'm doing. So like I said the other day, we launched a new company. I shared that on my profile. Share which conferences you're attending. So next week, I'll be going and speaking at the New England AFP conference. You guarantee I'm posting about that. Like the post of your connections, like the work anniversaries of your connections, and make it a personal message. Show that you care. If they write an article, read it, post a comment, just give someone an ego boost. People love ego boosts. It's the easiest way to get people to care. So again, how do you engage people? How do you build your network? How do you build it organically? Contribute content. When you share an update, comment on a post, write an article, you are going to get LinkedIn connections. I've been floored by some of the LinkedIn connections I have done with no outreach. So now a lot of my LinkedIn connections are actually ones that come in organically, and you should distribute your content. So let's go ahead and take another live look at LinkedIn here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a quick overview, just show you a few of the things that I've contributed and how I distribute my content on LinkedIn. So going back to my profile here, so let's just take a look here. So one of the things that we can do is, let's go back to the main page. We can actually post. We post something right here. If we post something here, it goes out to our whole network, the hall we're connected to. We can put an image here. We can put it on Twitter. Boom, we post, and then we see how that does and what impact that is. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few of the things. So I go back to my profile. So what have I posted recently? So let's go ahead and take a look at some of my activity here. So let's see something that's actually resonated for me. So here we go. So let's take a look at this post. Hopefully we can take a look at that. Okay, let's go back here. So I can look at this post and I can see that this post has done very well for me. So of course it does. I have a great colleague there, Larissa. So it's got 15 likes, 2 comments, and then I've got 45 over 4,800 views. So that was a successful post for me. So I can see my content there. So again, what did I do? I went to my just copy and pasted my content here, posted it. It went out to my network. So I do that as well. So that's one way. So what are the other things that I can do? I can write an article. So if I want to write an article, it says, okay, write an article. You can come in here, write your article. Now this can seem very intimidating. Believe me, I've been in your shoes. First time I wrote an article, you know a lot more than you think. You have a lot of great knowledge. You should share that knowledge. And again, it's an art. It's not a science. So you need to get better at that. So just take a look. An article that I wrote. So here's an article I wrote. So 137 clicks, but I posted this in a whole bunch of groups. So it's pretty good. 9 likes, 6 people have shared it. So I got an image, talked about AP automation. I did a webinar on it. So there was the content that I had. Just boom, specific to the point, action item, boom. I distributed that directly through my profile. However, how else did I distribute that? Well, guess what I did? I distributed it through my groups. So let's go to my groups. So what can I do? Let's say I go to my groups. I want to share my article. And let's get down to our friends here. Let's say CTP. So I want to share my article. I go in here. Boom. Here's one. Yeah, here's the same thing. So what did I do? I took it from my profile. I put it up here. Start a conversation title. Posted it. And here it is in the AFP group. So there it is. So this gives me visibility within my groups. That's one of the reasons I join groups, so I can post in here. It's got 4,400 members. Guess what? When I post in the CFO network, my article immediately gets 370,000 eyeballs. So when I post into LinkedIn groups on an aggregate basis, guess how many eyeballs my content gets? Over 1 million. So think about that. It's pretty cool, right? You write an article on AP, Treasury, cash management, quest forecasting. Get in the right groups. Your article is getting viewed by over 1 million of your peers, potential employers. It's a great low-cost way for your professional development. So let's talk about ancillary to LinkedIn. Let's talk about building your brand with AFP. Again, a career changer for me. So how do you build that brand at AFP and use what you do at AFP on LinkedIn? You can speak at events. I started speaking at regional events. So there's AFP National in DC, and then there's regional chapters all across the country. If you've never been to an AFP regional event, you don't necessarily have to join. Just go to one, check it out, and you can speak at events. They always want speakers. Again, they understand you get better. They love Treasury practitioners. They will they will ask you to volunteer more than you could ever imagine, but it's very rewarding. So speak at events. What do you do when you're going to speak at an event? Talk about it on LinkedIn. You get that presentation, right? What do you do with that? You share that on LinkedIn. So again, it just gives you share that PowerPoint with LinkedIn connections. Connect with someone and say, in a group. Let's say you speak on AP. Go to find someone that's in talks about AP. Connect with them. Say, hey, I thought you might enjoy this presentation. They will love it. A great connection to make. Contribute articles. AFP needs writers. You can contribute articles within AFP LinkedIn groups like I showed you before. Wrote an article on AP automation, short, 500 words or less. Put it in that AFP group. Helps your professional brand. You can attend AFP regional events, the national conference. AFP has lots of committees you can serve on. Believe me, you're more of an expert than you can ever imagine. You need to leverage network opportunities at the AFP events. Let's get those business cards. What are we going to do with those business cards after we get them? LinkedIn connections. Be a CTP, get a certification. It's a great way to improve your brand. You should highlight that on your LinkedIn profile. And here's what I say in involvement with AFP. Be aggressive. Be charmingly aggressive. Have fun. People will love you. Just a backstory here. I was a treasury manager at a company in the Bluffton, Indiana. Try and find Bluffton, Indiana on the map. Here's what happened. I was involved with AFP for 2 years. Then a year later, I was the director of Treasury Services at the AFP National in DC for the whole organization, 10,000 people across the country. Also, last year, I was on the committee that updated the content for the CTP exam. Me, little guy, nowhere Indiana, AFP, game changer for your career. Believe me, Treasury is a small world. So it's easy to be a big fish in the pond. You can do it. Now, so your online brand, here it is. Leverage it. A strong online brand drives organic professional network development, delivers organic job opportunities, delivers opportunities to build the network you need, and allows you to elevate your professional development and professional brand at very low cost. Print this slide. Look at it. Invest in LinkedIn. LinkedIn is like a 401k investment. You put your money in, you watch it, you nurture it. What happens? But the good thing about LinkedIn is you can take money out without tax consequences. I've been taking money out for years. I take money out every week. I put more money in every week. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Believe me, I've lived this. I see it. I see people struggle. They get stuck in their jobs. They get stuck in their careers. LinkedIn, organic professional network development, organic job opportunities, organic way to build your career, elevate your professional development at a very low cost. My closing thoughts here for this course. Social media can be leveraged to create competitive advantage for any treasury professional. Any treasury professional. Career competitive advantage. Own your career. You can do it. The quality of your LinkedIn network can impact your career success. I will say it does impact your career success, impacts your career agility. And thought leadership delivered via social media can deliver opportunities that take your career to the next level. So, thank you very much, everyone, for taking the time to experience my course.